Hello everyone, it's Mxiety, mental health talk show host and Twitch partner here for Streamloot's Mental Health, where we talk about mental health things that can help you with your stream. What we are talking about tonight is anxiety and pressing that go live button when you might be feeling anxious. First of all, it's super difficult to do. Second of all, it's really important to recognize when it might be a better idea to take care of yourself and take the time off and take time for yourself, maybe talk to a therapist or talk to a professional about how you're feeling, versus when it might be time to give yourself a little bit of a nudge and get yourself out there and streaming. So let's talk about all of that. So the reason we want to talk about this on Streamloots is because we want streaming to become your business, to become the thing that sustains you. And if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling any kind of mental health challenge, it's probably going to be a lot harder to do that. So with that being said, let's dive in. So the first thing is always why. Why do we feel this pressure? Why do we feel this anxiety over streaming? It can be so frustrating because all you want to do is press live and put yourself out there. But with putting yourself out there, there's so many things that come with that. Number one, you don't know if people are going to show up and watch, and that's a constant pressure. I've talked to streamers who even have like 300 views average, and they still talk about the fact that they're nervous that nobody will be there when they hit that go live button. Another reason is we give ourselves all of this pressure to be our absolute best, to try to put on the best show for our viewers. And we want to make sure they come back and they chat and stream and they're entertained and all those things. And that's just a lot of pressure to push on yourself when you're just trying to press a button, right? So the why is kind of obvious, but let's talk about what do we do now. These are all going to be based on my personal experience. Here's what I do when I struggle to press that go live button. And yes, no matter that I'm partnered, no matter the fact that I have a decent average of viewers, I still worry about that every day. It's a reason why I still keep my starting soon screen coming up. And it's a reason why I have to follow this routine that I created that I'm going to tell you about. It is a bunch of rituals put together, but I've talked to some other streamers as well, and they have talked about what they do. And so this is a combination of everything that I know that people do in order to ease their pre-stream anxiety by creating a routine. The thing that I do is I start by putting on my makeup and I pump the music when I do this. I make it loud. I put on something that's really energizing to me, that's really motivating, some nice Said You're Not Powerful, some nice Missy Elliott, whatever it might be. There's some song out there that really gets you going. That's the song that you should be playing. Maybe you're in a mellow mood and it's time for mellow music, and that's cool too, but make sure that it's something that'll put you into a good headspace to start. So what are other things I do to get myself ready? Well, I brush my hair, I take care of my appearance. Sometimes I even put on perfume when I need that extra boost, and I brush my teeth. Sure, that's stuff that people don't recognize and don't see, but it helps put me at ease that my appearance is as good as I want it to be when I start. And that will keep me out of my head and focused on what I am making instead of what I look while I'm making it. I usually follow that up with going to get a glass of water, taking a selfie for my tweet, or finding something else interesting that I can use as a going live tweet. Then I sit down at my desk and I am ready. I'm ready. And then I hit the go live button and I watch the screen start going. And that gives me a little bit of ease and a little bit of calm as I slowly see people trickling in. If you're just starting out, you might not see those people trickling in, but it will get you into a good headspace to welcome them when they do. The other thing that I do is I like to type out in chat as I welcome the first few people who are coming in. It lets them know that I appreciate it and might make them come back early next time. And it also sets me in a good place for gratitude, which is how I feel when I know that people are watching the show. Another thing is creating mantras or affirmations. So mantras are reminders. Why am I doing this? And so my mantra is, it's for mental health discussions in the community. And so I'll repeat to myself, it's for mental health. It's for mental health. And so that helps me, again, focus on why I'm doing this, what I'm about to create, and who it's for, right? The other thing is affirmation. So if you tend to start stream by telling yourself, oh, it's not going to be good, nobody's going to come, nobody's going to watch, you're probably not going to be in a good headspace to entertain people and to make them want to come by and watch, right? So the better thing to do is to set yourself up for success with some affirmations. What we tell our brain is what it tends to listen to and pay careful attention to. So if you're talking to your brain and you're saying positive things, then your brain is going to put those positive things back at you when you're not feeling well. It's going to say, hey, remember, you're a good streamer because you told yourself that you're a good streamer. But if you continue telling yourself that you're terrible, if you continue putting yourself down, your brain is only going to remember that, and it's not going to put you in a good space, and it's not going to want to remind you that you're positive because you honestly don't believe it. So all of that aside, let's say you do your pre-show, you are ready, you hit that go live button. There's other stuff that you can do throughout just in your regular routine that will make sure that hitting that button becomes less and less and less of a problem. And I will say over time, it's definitely less of an issue for me. It's still something that I deal with, as I said before, but it's become less and less of an issue as I focus on these other things. So something that's super important to me and that I've actually been trying to decouple myself from because my community says I'm too prepared normally is over preparing for stream. And what does that mean? Find the thing that makes you most nervous about streaming. Is it talking during the show? Is it the numbers? We have a video about the numbers that you can check out. But if it is talking before the show, find yourself talking points. That's exactly what I do. I have a set of websites that I go to where I get ideas and columns and stuff that I know that I can talk about during the stream. Now for me, I do a talk show, so it's really important for me to be able to continue talking and bring entertainment to people that way. But if you're playing a game, it's also really awesome to have commentary on something, that you're not just playing the game. People are coming by because they want to hear your opinion or your thought or how you take on current events or something like that. That's a really great way to get people to continue coming back to you. And the way to do that is to be prepared. As I go through those articles, I create bullet points for myself. I go through the day and I create bullet points of things that I'm going to talk about, and then they end up in my journal. I'm not going to show that to you because it's a little bit silly and personal, but honestly, that's what I do. And then I have these bullet points on my side, so if I ever forget what I'm talking about, I have something immediately to look at and I go forward with that. And the current events don't have to be super heavy. They can be something really light and breezy. I have on Friday, I do something called positive news. So that's where I talk about all things good, all the good things that are happening in the world. Maybe that's something that you can implement. Maybe coming up with, we once had an entire episode dedicated to dad jokes. So finding a theme for your episode and preparing somehow for it will make it more likely that you are interested in it. It keeps the content fresh and it keeps people coming back to see what you're going to do next. If the thing that prevents you from hitting that go live button is getting really wrapped up in metrics and how you're doing and making sure you're doing your best, maybe it's time to refocus. Refocusing on things you can control. Things that have nothing to do with anybody else and have everything to do with what you have direct control over. So you can control your technology. Sometimes, not even always. You can control the sound quality of your mic. You can control how much knowledge you have before you start a stream. You can control the direction of conversation that goes in your stream. Things you can't control is whether people are going to always be sticking around, your numbers of viewers are going to be fluctuating, the bandwidth of your internet provider. Those are things that you can't control. And learning to accept that, learning to talk to yourself and create that inner dialogue of, I know what I can control and I know what I can't. Here's things that I can't control, here's things that I can, and I'm going to move forward with them. The last thing, and it kind of pertains to the first thing that I said, is remind yourself, why do you do this? I have a post-it underneath my screen that has a little bit of a reminder of why I do this. And my reminder reads, you do this because you want to make sure that mental health is a topic accessible to everyone. And that's exactly it. So if you can create a reason why you go live, something bigger than yourself, something bigger, but that's also tied to your intrinsic belief about the world somehow. If you can create that kind of motivation for yourself, I do this because of this thing, stick it to your monitor, make sure you see it before every episode, and that'll remind you that's why you hit go live. For some people, it's the community that they've created. For some people, it's the topic that they talk about. They feel like it's really important. And for some people, they feel like the game is really entertaining and they want to make people laugh. So whatever that is, find that for you. So with all of that being said, I hope this helps. Please let me know in the comments below if you'd like us to talk about some other topic, or if you feel like I missed something. I would love to know what it is. Subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and we will be back with more Streamloots Mental Health, and I hope to see you there. And in the meantime, don't forget to be the light. Bye!